Hi everyone, welcome to another estate sale. Today we're going to be taking a look at all sorts of vintage items, kind of like a point of view kind of video. And I'll have to probably do some voiceover as we're doing this. But this house has a lot of things going on. And if you're in the market to have an estate sale done for a property that you own, you want everything inside cleared out, feel free to give us a call. We'll put a link in the description. And if I'm really good, I'll be able to put a QR code or something that you can scan with your phone. Let's take a look and see what we have. All right, we're going to start in the one of the bedrooms here. And you see there's a TV. This is used as more like a family room kind of a situation. And we have books. And you have to kind of excuse, we have our equipment that we use here. That's kind of all over the place at this point. And then in this room, it's like a porch, screened-in porch kind of a thing. You can see we got some wicker chairs over here. We were kind of surprised by this. We found up on the wall over here there was a telephone, and a lot of times people leave these phones on, but when we picked it up we could hear a dial tone, so it was still connected. But we took it down off the wall. And there's a really nice Krups blender. Some flowers. You'll see a lot of flowers in this video. So let's take a look at the other bedroom. There's also very nice pieces of art here. They're hanging up on the wall. Oh, before we go in the bedroom, you can see there's a curio cabinet. It has a few pieces in it. We haven't priced them. We don't know determining the value of any of these things, but they're pretty nice. I looked them up. And here is one bedroom here. Really nice. I don't want to say antique, but at least vintage. You know, we have a chest of drawers, a really nice 4-post bed. All kinds of things. We're still setting up on here. There's a dresser over here and a nightstand. They all go together with the bed. They all match together. We have them priced separately, but they all could be used as a set. And then, of course, we have some women's clothing in here. It's pretty much only women's clothing, we found out. There's not really any men's except for some ties and belts. Here's a very old dress. And then some shoes. They're kind of like moderate wear to the shoes, so we're going to price them accordingly, give everybody a good deal. You know, lots of ties. All right, let's poke around in the kitchen. The kitchen has not been set up yet, but we did find a lot of like vintage cookware and things like that. You can kind of see here's some of them. Here's one of these Tootsie Roll banks. I remember these when I was a kid. Some vintage canisters. There's only 2 of them though. There's the flour and then there's a sugar. Whoop, here we are. The flour one and the sugar one. And as a bonus, the sugar one still had sugar in it. Probably from the 1970s. Crock pot. Now we ran across a really nice set of case steak knives here. It's a nice set with the, I believe this is rosewood handles. The case is made in Bradford, Pennsylvania. I've actually been to the factory before. They also make Zippo lighters over there too. Now here's a nice kind of a hutch with 2 drawers, or 2 cabinets and 1 drawer actually. And then there's some nice pieces on top. All kinds of dishware, silverware, glasses. Another display piece, I'm not sure what, maybe just a china cabinet here. Very nice with the kind of Queen Anne leg thing going on. And it's on wheels. Not sure if I want to put that on wheels. And then we did find, here's some interesting glasses here. And I'm not familiar with it. Maybe you are. It's got some Hebrew writing on it. And it says Lux et Veritas. Very nice. I'm thinking maybe something like the Masons or something like that. If you know, just drop a comment in there and help me out. Not too sure. There's a couple chairs. Some very nice decor up here. And as a bonus, we have a free piano. For anyone who can get it out of here, free piano. And these two are just a couple of pleasant people. I think a couple of kids. I love this one. You got the boy probably playing his recorder something very badly, and probably his sister trying not to listen to it. Hilarious. Yeah, the piano works pretty well. It's out of tune, but... Okay, well up here we've got some, I guess you might call these granny quilts. You know, so they're homemade quilts. Here's some light here. Or is there? Okay, we'll come back to that one. There's some nice artwork. We found all sorts of interesting artwork here. All very vintage artists. A lot of them from the 50s and 60s. We didn't know what this was. Some kind of a plastic film. Not sure what's going on there. And this really tall lamp. There's only one. I wish there was two of them, because usually they're better if you sell them as a set. Someone was an architect or an engineer, it looks like. It was the night before Christmas. Here's another one of these wicker chairs. I believe this goes with the other ones downstairs. There's only 3 of them. And then there's this beauty right here. Who would want to play with this? And then here's a testament to American craftsmanship, is this fan. It's all, you know, sheet metal. It's solid, this thing, and it works great too. Sometimes it's a little bit noisy, but basically it works great. We've been using it up here when it gets a little warm. A couple of nice beds. These are some twin beds, more granny quilts, blankets, some new towels too that we found. Some books, more books, TV. Here's the 2-foot tall ceramic Christmas tree, and that's a really nice one. It works great, no issues with that. And then inside here there's a whole closet that's kind of cut out, and you kind of see it slopes down with the roof right here. And there's an attic back. There's really nothing in there. But this I wanted to. We've got some pretty interesting clothes over here too. But I wanted to bring this one out and show everybody. Because I'm on my own today. I don't have my regular cameraman. But here is the Cleopatra play suit. And I will try and put a picture of the whole thing in the video so you can see it all at one time. It does have a stain here, I noticed. Not sure what caused that. But it's pretty cool. I've heard, my wife actually researched up for me, and she said they're actually quite desirable. As, you know, for people that collect clothing and things like that. I'm not really sure what its purpose was, though, if it's supposed to be just a, a costume, like a Halloween costume or something like that. I'm not too sure. There's some nice vintage women's clothes, lots of vintage clothes. Old, I believe it's I don't know if it's a wool jacket or not, but it's a little tight quarters in here. Here's a suede jacket, women's suede jacket with, I think it's a fur collar. It feels like real fur. All kinds here. This is a men's. I don't say it's a men's. It's a. It says Boatworks up at the top there. Nice jacket. Got all these priced pretty well. The jackets and the things here are $10. We try to keep the prices so that we can move the stuff. We need to move it out so that we get the house cleared out. And so we try to price things that will get them to go. We don't want to sit here and nickel and dime everybody just to get a few extra dollars out of the whole thing. You know, if you're from Dearborn or the area, maybe you'll recognize this here. This is a looks like a patch, maybe a band patch or something from Edsel Ford High School in Dearborn. Very cool. And you can see there's another lamp. This probably would have gone not next to a bed, but probably would have gone in the living room or something along that line, family room. And there's more storage space on each side of the bedroom here, these tiny short doors. And then we came across this this vintage radio here. Works great. It's a tube radio, so when you turn it on, you actually have to wait a minute for it to kind of warm up the tubes inside of there, and then it'll play glorious AM radio. And it works great. It picks up reception. The volume knob's not too crackly. So let's take a look at the basement next. Now this is a little more unusual. Actually, the stairs are carpeted in this house, going down to the basement, and they have it looks like knotty pine type paneling, but it's green. I'm not sure if it comes like this. It probably does. So let's start in this room here, and you can see we have a lot of typical Christmas stuff. You know, nothing earth-shattering here, but really some nice decorations. It's kind of nice not having, you know, 10 tables just of Christmas stuff, because it doesn't tend to go for a lot of money. Here's some nicer ornaments in here. I think they're all plastic. And then we came across this. This is kind of will look kind of weird, but here's a really cool vintage map of the United States, and we have some things on it right now. We have to try and you know, we're going to try and maybe put a hairdryer in this, something to kind of flatten it out because it's just going to probably just curl back up again. Let's see. Yeah, just kind of curls back up again. So anyway, we're going to try and fix this problem hopefully soon. And then what I removed here was this sled. I'm going to put it back over here in the corner. And this is a, oh, I can't really read the name on it here. It's got a red arrow on it, but it's a fairly long sled. Here, I had one something like that when I was a kid too, but it was not, it was much shorter than that one. Here's more books, some magazines. There's a lot of sheet music down here, some vintage sheet music, all kinds of different titles. Here's Bing Crosby, all kinds of vintage titles. We're going to separate those and pull them out. And then, oh, what is this, you might be asking? What is this old machine? Well, this is an old adding machine. It runs on electricity, or I should say it did run on electricity because here's the power cord's not even attached to it anymore. But we have the power cord for it. I'm not going to try and repair it. I probably could, but I'm not feeling that I need to spend that much time on this thing. Well, I don't know, what would you price this thing at? It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. We have a few Halloween decorations up here. So now we're moving into the second room of the basement. And there's a table. We found this table here. The table's pretty cool. It's probably out of the 70s itself, so we'll probably end up selling the table. Just put a couple of toolboxes we found. There's just some miscellaneous tools in there. And then we found this really nice pre-lit Christmas tree. It's not only a few years old, I think. We tested it, the lights all work and everything. It's actually going to end up over here to kind of block this closet, because people like to get nosy and they go into closets, even though we put tape and signs to say, don't go in here. Here's an old lamp. Some trophies. Let's see, what kind of trophy? Alright, this is one that's from the city of Dearborn, probably for a golf league. And this one here is a, looks like it's a women's trophy. And, oh, the championship runner-up, it says, 1951. Wow. Championship runner-up. There's old lanterns back there. This one, of course, is missing its glass. A Keurig. And if you've ever seen one of these things before, this is, you plug it in, the surface gets warm, and you can put like hors d'oeuvres and stuff to keep them warm for everybody. So you have a nice hot spinach pie, spinach pie. You can put that, that's what we used to use them for, is like Armenian hors d'oeuvres and stuff to be cheese wrapped in phyllo dough to keep those warm. And some other, we'll get to the tools in a sec. Here's a really cool Smith Corona typewriter, electric typewriter. I tested it, it does work. It uses a cartridge rather than like two spools of ribbon. And then here's a Playmate Cool Tunes. You can plug things into it. You need a couple batteries and you can listen to music right through your cooler. And the cooler part still is intact. So it didn't like break or leak through or anything like that. And I was kind of disappointed here. This stereo doesn't work. The turntable doesn't really spin. The receiver, the radio doesn't even power on. Too bad. A couple of cool speakers. So, but someone will buy it because they like to repair things, and that's perfectly fine with me. And then, oh, here's Fred Waring in the Pennsylvania. Wow. And then, okay, Dr. Zhivago. So there's no like classic rock albums in here, I don't believe, you know, but, you know, we'll see what, here's golden hits of the 1940s. Something about Yale down here. Yeah, someone, I believe the gentleman that lived here went to Yale, I was told. So there's a lot of Yale stuff. Oh, here's a print of some art, which I didn't go through there. I didn't realize there was some prints in there. I thought those were all records, but they're not. So we'll have to look through those, see what we got going on there. And I think you use this to hang your blankets and things on. Old heater. We haven't tested that yet. Hopefully that works. I mean, I don't know. It's going to smell funny when you turn it on. All right. And oh, there's this great oak desk here. Another thing that my father one day came home with this desk from work. Not this one, but one just like it. And it's all solid oak. It weighs a ton. So hopefully someone can bring some friends and get it out of here. And then we're just using this ironing table we found here to put a few things on. There's a very old circuit tester. I plugged it in the wall, it didn't do anything. And here's a Craftsman vise with an anvil on the end. I'm having some trouble removing it from this board, so I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with that. I'm just going to probably sell it as it is. I kind of gave up on it after a while. And then a lot of, you know, various hand tools, all really, you know, well made because they were made quite a while ago. These are probably all made in the USA. Not sure about this one. This one looks a little newer, but anyway, there's that. Nice bench grinder over there. Found lots of these little toolboxes with just various things in it. It has some drill bits and some hole saws in it. And then, oh, there's another golf bag back there too with those things. I think those are to retrieve ball out of the water or something. I think that's what that's for. And here's some power tools. We got a rotozip, a really nice working DeWalt drill. Most of the time we find these old drills and things, the cord has been repaired, and this one did not disappoint. It does have repair on it. Sander, belt sander works good. Really old jigsaw with the metal case. All those tools have been tested, they all work. And there's just some miscellaneous stuff that we just had to put in here. Here's some older hand tools, saws, extension cord. Usually they've been repaired, but no. Oh, that's a trouble light. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't tested the trouble light yet. We'll find out if everything goes well. But yeah, this is what we got going on in the basement. And there's a lot of fun down here. Here's the box for the Christmas tree. Oh, and here's an old Filter Queen vacuum. Now, we tested this Craftsman vacuum, and it kind of works. It's really noisy. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but there's something wrong with it. But this baby here, this Filter Queen, it runs like a charm. No issues. The suction is good. We got some extra filters for it and all that. So what I find is that a lot of times people, if they sell on eBay, they'll buy these for the parts because they probably don't make these parts anymore for them. I mean, I can't be sure of that, but you know, they'll buy it just to part it out, and you can make a lot more money just selling the individual parts than you can selling the thing as a whole. And here's a really nice old, is it a Kenmore sewing machine? I want to say that's what it is. Yep, it's an old Kenmore. Yeah, very cool. Have not tried it out yet. I'm a little bit hesitant to try it out because, you know, this thing is, you know, probably from, you know, oh gosh, who knows what year. It could be from the 1950s, 1940s, something like that. But, I mean, you can still spin the motor and everything. So that's good, but I haven't plugged it in. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our little preview of our next estate sale is in Dearborn. And we will be opening up this Thursday, which will be June 11th. And it will run for 3 days after. This will be 11th, 12th, and 13th of June, 2026. And we have another one coming up, which is probably our largest sale coming. That's going to be in July. So about a month or so from now, we'll have this much larger sale with all kinds of surprises in it. And we're just kind of finishing up the details of that one. But if there's anything that you need liquidated, if you have an estate like this one, or maybe you have a large collection of things that you want to sell, just give us a call. You'll find the links in the description of this video, and you'll see a QR code. Maybe it'll be on this side. It'll be here. There'll be a QR code that you can scan from your TV as well. But thanks for watching, and I hope you can join us for this estate sale. If you're in the area, go ahead and click on the link, and it'll take you to the estatesales.net page where the sale is listed.